What's up, wave makers? It's me, Mommy Suna. Look at this giraffe. Welcome. I'm filming in the evening for once. I got myself a lemon drop martini. That's some good shit. It's just one of those nights. I'm gonna need a little bit of something to get me through this. Now, one of you guys, my Monat whistleblower, sent me this Zoom call. It's been like a good week or so since I actually watched it, so I don't really remember much of what's going on, but I do remember posting on Instagram as I was watching it and being like, holy shit, like this is so gaslighting, manipulating, mom shaming, all of that fun stuff. This team, from what I understand, isn't like, they're definitely not one of the big teams, because this Zoom call actually only had, I think from what I saw, like at the very maximum, it was like 18 people, including me and the 3 people speaking. So this is kind of more of a small little get together, I guess, in a smaller team. I like these calls though, because I feel like it always exposes a lot more than like the bigger calls do, because the bigger calls these days, they kind of expect to be snuck into and they're a lot more careful about the things they say, but these smaller teams definitely don't expect it as much. So happy to share this with you guys, but also let's all just get ready to be infuriated together. Before I press play though, just make sure you leave your like, leave me comments throughout the video, throughout your watch time. YouTube loves that. It's great for engagement and helping people find my videos in the channel. And also make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. Like, even if you think that you are subscribed, just do me a favor, make sure, because I swear every time I say this, there's a huge handful of people who are like, oh my god, I was unsubscribed. So it could be you this time. Please make sure you're subscribed, and if you're not subscribed, then click the button. Thank you. Let's just click play here.
Okay, hi you guys. I am trying to find parking, so I'm not going to open it because I'm probably going to rear end someone. But is going to open it. We're going to give it one more minute, wait for people to come on.
This woman speaking is one of 3 people who are advertised on this call. This is literally a call, by the way, advertised to teach you about recruiting. And like, they had a flyer for it and everything. So like, the audacity that this woman's all like, I'm going to plan this call, I'm going to be there, I'm going to be one of the main speakers. And then she doesn't plan enough that she's in the fucking car looking for parking. Ma'am, just go home. It's not like this was a last minute thing. Like, you knew you were doing this. You were on the flyer. We all saw you, sis.
So we'll keep it short and sweet, but we want to talk about recruiting and restarting your business, relaunching, all the things that we all need to hear.
I don't have anything too super formal. I kind of just wanted to, connect with you guys again. I know it's been a while. And
by the way, this girl who's talking right now, from what I remember that her energy is kind of low and she doesn't really say a lot. So just so you know, I'm probably going to cut a lot of her dialogue out. The other 2 who speak have a lot of good shit to say. So if you get bored by what this person is saying, please don't click off, because it definitely gets better. This girl though, she's boring as fuck. So don't worry, I'll cut out most of her boring shit. Trust me, you're not missing anything. And I'm not like being all sneaky and trying to cut out certain things. Like, literally, she's just boring.
Posting to stories and all that, and posting on your feed, that is still great to do. But a lot of what this business takes is like private conversation. Are you talking to people online, or are you just scrolling and just, having a grand time for, what, and giggles? Like, you have to be super intentional. And I think that's just where probably most of us get stuck, is like, and then we're like, well, I don't even have time to work my business. And it's like, well, you do, but you're not using Instagram, and Facebook, whatever you guys use, you're not using it as the tool for your business.
Honestly, dude, social media in general was not originally made for people to work on. It was made so we could all communicate with each other and enjoy each other, and like, people make content. It's for entertainment. I feel like, maybe you feel differently about this, but I feel like apps like Instagram, and then you got TikTok, which is basically just what Instagram is ripping off with their reels. It's very clearly for entertainment. And this is just another example of these people who are just like, you're not allowed to watch Netflix. Did you just binge watch this TV show? Bad. You could have been working your business. It's like, it's called leisure time. Are you not allowed to have leisure time in MLMs? Oh yeah, no, we know you're not allowed to. You're not supposed to do that. One thing she said, which is, I feel like is coming up more often the more I listen to these these calls recently, talking about doing this and that with intention, not just like all willy-nilly, you know, and that applies to your relationships with people. Literally what they want you to do is they don't want you going on social media and just like enjoying yourself. You have to have in the back of your mind, with every post you see, with every person you interact with, you need to have in the back of your mind, how am I going to manipulate this person into making me more money? How am I going to use what I just watched on this platform as something that can make me money? Whether it's having these private conversations, because of course they want you to build relationships, but like if you're doing that with the intention to build your business, then it's not a real relationship that you're building. Just another fucking perfect example of these people controlling what it is you do with your spare time, how much leisure time you have. If they could have it their way, you would have zero leisure time.
Using it as your almost like your me time hobby for leisure rather business, right? So you really do have to separate.
There it is. Okay, I'm sorry. This is just a perfect example of why I should just let people talk. But yeah, so she literally just said it. Did you use it for leisure, or were you like intentional with your time on Instagram? It's like, there's nothing wrong with having leisure time. And can we please stop demonizing people for having that?
If I log on Instagram for that first time that day, what am I doing on there? Am I going on there to post something for my business, or not even post and just scroll because, you know, I'm bored? Like, what are you doing when you are actually on these apps?
Okay, but honestly though, when you are on these apps, you're not going there for the sake of being sold to. You know what I mean? Most people, most fucking normal people go on these apps for, I don't know, entertainment. If you have an Instagram feed that is nothing but someone trying to sell you something, that's not fucking fun. I can't imagine my Instagram experience without cat videos or without soap cutting videos or slime videos. Ooh, I love that shit. That's why I go on Instagram. I go on Instagram to be entertained, and these people are like, you can't do that. Then at that point, then why are you even using Instagram? And if you're somebody who just like follows somebody like this woman, that's not entertaining. I don't want to be sold to every time I open Instagram. It makes no sense, honestly. And that's why I'm like, the only people who are following people like her are people who are also in Monat. Or people who are, I guess, in her target audience, because we do know that multi-level marketing companies do, in fact, target people for fucking anything under the sun. All those hashtags they use, hashtag stay-at-home mom, you're literally targeting stay-at-home moms if you use that hashtag. Not necessarily with Monat, but like, well, I guess kind of with Monat, because they have a wellness line, but I don't know, you take MLMs like Young Living or something like that, and it's like, there you'll see them use hashtags like diabetes, arthritis, like, I don't know, there's a bunch of different like health concerns, targeting people who have health issues. Those people are definitely intentionally trying to find a target audience, and that's really gross. But no one else is following these people. Like 99% of people who go to Instagram to be entertained are not following people like her, except for those of us who find entertainment in the bullshit that these people say. And that would be all of us here. If you're watching this video, you're one of them.
If you do get caught in just scrolling and looking at everyone else's stuff, whether it's Monat related or not, to be honest, you can become like insecure with what you're doing, and it'll make you pull away from your business, because maybe you'll see something that, you know, and you're like, oh well, God, her picture is way better, so I'm not even gonna try now. I'm just gonna forget it. Like, whatever.
If you are that insecure, you probably shouldn't be a salesperson. And it just goes to show that these people who use attraction marketing to sell the opportunity or whatever, are they all feeling this way? Because it's like, you're all just seriously fucking insecure. And I think they must be, because they block all of us for any sort of criticism at all of what they're doing. You know, they can't handle anyone not agreeing with them. You know what? I think she's right. I think she said the quiet part out loud here. I think she's literally admitting to us that all these babes, these boss babes, these business builders, these don't you want to be like me on my free trip to Vegas? Yeah, they're all extremely insecure. And I guess I don't find that surprising at all.
I just want everyone, like my main thought for this Zoom was, you know, yes, we haven't been doing Zooms, but does that mean that we're not a team anymore? Does that mean that, you know, we're not working our business? Absolutely not. I've gotten the most VIPs in the last 2 months that I've gotten in the last 6 months.
And let's talk about that. You know why? Do you know why she's gotten so many VIPs? It's because they've been pushing it so hard, because what Monat has done over the month of March, but then they also extended it to April. It's like, gee, I fucking wonder why. What it used to be is if you signed up as a VIP with Monat, you had to pay a fee to cancel it. If you basically, as a VIP, it's a flex ship, they call it. It's an auto shipment. You sign up, you give them money, and then you sign up on an auto shipment. But like, because of that, you get like discounts on products or some shit, and probably, I don't know, free shipping maybe. I don't really know off the top of my head what it is, but you get some kind of perks for being a VIP. But that comes with an auto shipment. Now, if you wanted to cancel that, you would be paying a fee to also cancel it. What they did in March and April is they basically removed that fee. They said, you know what? You can, no questions asked, you know, if you want to cancel with, like, there's no better time to try Monat because you're not tied into our trap anymore. So that's what they did. So duh, of course, that was an incentive for all of these people to be like, hey, I have an idea. Let's just push this shit so hard, get all these VIPs, and then guess what? If someone sticks as a VIP, that's your next victim to be like, do you want to be a market partner? Do you want to work the business with me? Because you've been my VIP for 3 months. Don't you love the products? You know, it's all part of the circle of life in Monat, if in multi-level marketing as it is anyway. Just get people in the door. So yeah, I'm sure she has gotten the most VIPs that she's ever gotten, because they took away the obligation, they took away the commitment, they took away how you had to spend money if you wanted to get out of it. And I think because they realized, like, wait a minute, if I sign up for an auto shipment literally anywhere else on the internet, I can cancel it for free. Now they're like running it as a promotion, and it's like, why don't you just do that in the first place like everyone else? Like, fuck. Anyway, that's why. That's all I'm trying to say. That's why she's gotten all the VIPs in the whole wide world. The moment Monat starts charging again to get out of the auto shipment, you're gonna have a hard time recruiting them to be your VIPs again, because suddenly then there's a commitment there. No one wants to fucking commit to your goddamn shampoo.
So the amount that I pushed in the private conversations and the borrow bags and the messages to friends that is just very straightforward and confident has gotten me 11 VIPs in the last 2 months over, I probably had 8 VIPs in the last 6 months. Are you like, it takes intentional work.
No, ma'am, it is literally not because of the work you put in. It is quite literally because Monat was like, we're not getting enough VIPs, so let's take away that requirement that they have to pay us to get out of it. But no, ma'am, it was definitely because you put more work in. Shut up. Oh my God.
Those VIPs that I got, honestly, they would not have happened had I not started the conversation.
Shut the fuck up.
And again, Ellen will get more into that, but you guys have got to know that your confidence, that is like your credibility for what you're doing. Like,
and I'm sorry, just like I said before, like, she clearly is kind of like bland and boring as a human. No one wants to listen to this shit. It's not about your confidence, because like, if you had confidence, like, it does not sound like you have confidence, ma'am. Griffin is laughing in the background. It's so fucking cute if you can hear it. Sorry, not sorry. Listen, I guess maybe it goes both ways, because I'm sitting here just like screaming my face off, and somehow I have an audience, but I'm like the most insecure person in the world. But quite frankly, and maybe, you know, this is just my opinion, but I think I would rather listen to someone like passionately speak than someone sitting there like, I got 11 VIPs because I worked hard because of my confidence. And it's like, where is the confidence? Nothing that you're saying screams confidence to me right now. Like, I will fake my confidence till I make it, baby. But she's not even trying to make it seem like she has any confidence. I don't want to listen to you, ma'am. If you actually were confident, I think you'd have a little bit more passion in what you're saying. Goes back to the insecure thing. I'm like, dude, is she talking about the insecurity because she is speaking from experience? I think so.
It has to be like a part of who you are. I don't want it to be all Monat. I don't want you to go to your page and be like, oh God, this girl is just, that's all she talks about.
Well, of course you don't want that, because then no one will follow you. No one wants to fucking be, like I was saying before, no one wants to be sold to every time they go to your profile.
But you just want to incorporate it with your daily life. And so it should be natural.
Okay, so you're incorporating it with your daily life, therefore you're posting about it every day. I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna definitely turn people off. Unless you're actually interested in Monat, and the only people who are legitimately interested in Monat are people who you have suckered into believing that they could be a boss babe just like you.
You shouldn't be embarrassed to talk about what you do as your job.
You probably should.
If it was another job, you worked at Tilly's or something, and you shouldn't be embarrassed to talk about what you do. But I feel like with MLM specifically, people shy down or they play MLM down.
What does she expect? I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. What does she expect of someone who works at Tilly's? Does she expect someone who is working minimum wage behind a cash register selling clothes to people to be passionately speaking about it on their social media every single day? No, and quite frankly, that Tilly's worker is at least making minimum wage. What is it, 92% of people in Monat never make it out of the first rank, according to their own income disclosure statement. And those people make an average yearly of like under $200 or some shit like that annually. So people who work at Tilly's make more money than over 90% of people in Monat. I mean, honestly, let's be quite honest here. Probably over 99% of people who work for Monat, who are distributors for Monat. And you don't see them running off and talking about how great their job at Tilly's is. Even if you have a job that you like genuinely love, there's this thing. I don't know if you've heard of it. I can guarantee that most people in multi-level marketing have never heard of this, but it's called a work-life balance. It is not expected of you as somebody with a normal job to spout off about it on social media every single day. That's just not what normal people do. So like, I don't even know what she's trying to fucking say here, because like, yeah, most normal people know how to separate their work from their personal life. People in multi-level marketing companies cannot do that because their entire lives are built around this. And she was even saying before, like, you have to make it part of your personality. It's like, why? Even me, as somebody who is a YouTuber and someone who is like passionately anti-multi-level marketing, I would say that makes up probably like 10% of my personality, maybe. I know this sounds crazy, but you can be your own person regardless of what you do to make money, and regardless of what kind of activism you're involved in. You can have other interests, you can have other hopes and dreams and desires than just what you do for money. I feel like what she's trying to push here is not normal. The only people who think this way and speak this way and act this way are people in multi-level marketing companies. But there are a bazillion other jobs out there. None of us fucking act like this. Almost every single person who falls out of the multi-level marketing category can differentiate between work and personal life. You can separate those things. That's a healthy thing to do.
Because they think that they're just going to get like a negative response from their friends.
I hope you do.
Maybe you have gotten a negative response, but I'll tell you what, the
You
more
probably
that
have.
you educate, like I said, that, and you're confident in what you're talking about, that becomes your credibility, and they will use that as the source of like, okay, wow, she knows what she's talking about. She does take this serious. If you're just posting the stories, you're not going to get VIPs. You might get one in the 6 months, because not everyone's going to come knock on your door. You have to go knock on their door and open the conversation up with them.
You have to go harass people. You can't expect people to come to you to be harassed. You have to go harass them in their DMs.
If you really started this business to like make that $100 a month, make that $500 a month, you've got to understand that this is not your normal job. Like, it's not, I'm not even going to sugarcoat that. You're not going to, like I said, post the stories and magically get $500. It's not like putting in time at Tilly's. You clock in, you get your paycheck, you get your flat rate, right, of whatever you guys make minimum wage. I don't know. But with this type of job, it takes a lot of like hard work and
harassing people.
Just authenticity with what you're doing.
Authenticity, bitch! You want to talk about authenticity? There is nothing authentic about working your biz in a multi-level marketing company. The only thing that is authentic is you being willing to throw all relationships and general care for other people's well-being aside to be able to move yourself forward. You are authentically okay with stepping all over other people so that you can get ahead. That's the only thing that's authentic about being in a multi-level marketing company, ma'am. But sliding into random people's DMs and trying to build a relationship with people just so that you can make money off of them, that's not an authentic relationship. That is not being authentic. That's you being the opposite of authentic. That's you being a sneaky sneaker mix-in. That, what? Sneaky sneaker mix-in. You know what I'm trying to say.
And I think that the more you expose that to people and show them like, no, I really love what I do. And these products are awesome. The people are awesome. The pay, you know what I mean? Like the more that you just...
The pay. Yeah, you can't talk about how much you love the pay in multi-level marketing because first of all, 99% of the time, you're not making enough money for you to be like, I love the pay. Second of all, you literally like can't talk about that. You can't make income claims. It literally goes against FTC guidelines. I like how she just kind of slid that in there, like all these things and the pay. And it's like, man, we heard that. We heard that. You're trying to get people to agree to go against FTC guidelines. Whose upline is this? Who is committing themselves enough to this woman that they're like, yeah, you can be my upline? There are a lot of more passionate people in Monat. People who are better speakers in Monat. People who I would much rather listen to for like hours on end than this person. Whose upline is this? Why did you choose her? Because it's very confusing to me. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit my mic. I'm just very passionate.
Oh, I want to do this for my kids. Okay, great. But why do you need that $500 for your kids? Is it because you can't afford jujitsu if you don't make this $500? I think sometimes we confuse desperation for like a negative feeling, but I feel like the more desperate you are to make money, the more you're going to put yourself out there in this type of job.
I can't get past what she just said. Why do you need an extra $500 for your kid? If I made an extra $500 a month and someone said, hey, use this specifically on your kids, $500 every single month. Damn, bitch. I wouldn't question it. I would spend it and make sure my babies are well taken care of, well entertained, living their best motherfucking life. There is never a situation where you as a parent needs to be like, why do I need an extra $500 a month for my kids? You can give me an extra $1 million a month for my kids and I will spend it on my kids every single month because I love them and I want them to be well taken care of. I am responsible for bringing them into this world and I am responsible for making sure that they are living their best life. So if you want to give me any amount of money every single month and say this is specifically for your children, whether it's $100 a month or $1 million a month, I will gladly spend it on my children and I will never fucking question it. What the fuck?
I'm desperate for money right now because dance bills and all that and privates, competitions, it's $100 a dance for a competition per dance. And my children are in 4 dances. So it adds up, just little things like that, you guys, where it's like, I am desperate because they would not compete as many routines have I not had $500 extra a month.
So Monat is the only way that you're going to make that possible, huh?
You shouldn't have to take a step back from your business every single time someone like hurts your feelings or something. Like you've got to like grow some calluses on your skin and be tough. You have to. When you joined this business, you had something in your head where you knew you had to make money, but you might have realized, oh shit, this is hard. People are telling me no one's replying to my stories. That's the moments that you are deciding for yourself, am I going to keep going or am I just going to give up because Sally doesn't like what I'm doing?
Sally and the rest of your 500 friends on Facebook, you know what I mean? If you have 500 friends on Facebook and or Instagram or whatever, 500 followers on Instagram, and nobody is responding to anything you post about Monat, that's 500 people who are literally telling you without like actually speaking it with their words that they don't fucking care. When people start realizing that, a cognitively functioning human would be like, well, let me ask myself, why don't people care? And that's usually when people start realizing the reality, which is I am literally using my entire life, my social media presence, my social presence in general, to try to make money off of people. 9 times out of 10, people are not okay with that because it makes them feel icky. Surprise, surprise. And then they quit because their fucking brain is telling them, I don't like this. It makes me feel gross. I care more about my friends and family and the things I actually am dedicated to and inspired by, to let this dumbass multi-level marketing company control my life and take all those things away from me. And then they quit. And if you're gonna try to tell me that that's a bad thing, what? No! You're literally protecting the things that you love and you care about. The only way to then move forward from that point in your life, when you are hit at that crossroads, it's like, I either keep going and piss off everyone in my life, destroy all these relationships in hopes that, you know, every 100 no's is going to lead to one yes, or I just forget about that and I keep moving forward with the people and the things that I love. Most people are going to choose the latter.
Me and Casey, actually, not together, but we're doing therapy on our own. And I feel like that has really helped me with my view on just my job as well, because I used to let my bad days control my everything. It would control the way I parent. It would control the way I was a wife. It would control the way I showed up for my business, because I was just so pissed off and angry about whatever it was that day that I let it ruin everything for me. You guys have got to learn from what I'm learning. We've got to kind of compartmentalize, meaning don't let everything bleed into each other. If you're having a fight with, you know, your spouse or whatever, I get that it sucks. But again, if you're desperate for that $500, set that aside to go post about your dry shampoo that you were just using on your hair anyways.
Who gives a shit about like actually important things in your life? Go post about that dry shampoo, babe. How to ruin a relationship 101. How to ruin your marriage 101. When you're fighting with your husband, tell him to fuck off and go post about some shampoo. You know what that's gonna do? That's gonna tell your husband that you don't give a shit about him or whatever it is you're fighting about, or whatever. You care more about selling your dry shampoo. No, don't focus on the things that require your full attention in your life, and just post about Monat instead. Because what do you want more? To make $500 a year with Monat? Or do you want a family and a home life and a happy marriage? What do you want? Pick. Ew!
Don't let a moment pass that you don't show up for your business in some way just because you're mad at something else. Like I get that we get in those moods, but if you let those moods like literally determine everything about your life, you are going to be steps behind and you're going to kick yourself when there is that flash sale about the dry shampoo and you're like, damn it, I use that dry shampoo every day and I've never even posted about it. You know, like you've got to do those little things. They will add up.
Do those little things like buy 700 bottles of the dry shampoo every time it goes on a flash sale. You mean the flash sales that you guys hold every fucking Friday? Don't even tell me that there's a single Monat product that when it goes on flash sale, you're not going to be like, I use that. We've seen it. We have seen these people and how much they use from the Monat product lines. You're going to try to tell me that the moment it goes on sale, every time there's a flash sale, no matter what it is, you're not gonna buy some of it? Dude, the market partners are the customers. Point blank period, case in point. She's literally telling you, like, don't let fights with your husband deter you from buying from the flash sales. What?
Life is just short, you guys. Okay, so have a good time with what you're doing here in Monat. Yes, take it serious, but also be a little lighthearted about it and don't put so much pressure on yourself to where, you know, you don't hit a goal and it, like I said, it derails you.
Am I living in the twilight zone right now? Because I feel like what she's saying right now is basically what I've been ranting about for the past 45 minutes. Because she was literally saying the opposite.
That was so good.
Oh yeah, that was so good. That was so hypocritical and boring. Anyway, here we go. She found a parking spot and she's ready to tell us about how to recruit in Monat from her, presumably her fucking Cadillac.
Just take it one step at a time. Announce your business. Talk to 3 people about your business. Talk to 3 people about the products. If you think like you have to do it all in one day, that is going to paralyze you. Just do it step by step, one little piece of laundry at a time, right? When there's a mountain of laundry, concentrate on the underwear, concentrate on the socks, and then your pile's just going to get smaller and smaller, okay? So that's one thing I want to encourage you to do. Number 2, and I've shared this analogy, or I've shared this story before, but when it comes to, I post all day, every day. People, If they watch my story today, they know I didn't have water in my well. I didn't think anybody gave two shits. Who cares if I don't have water? And I was just sharing that with people. And I've had probably 6 people like give me tips and tricks. Like it started a conversation with other people, just my mundane, annoying day-to-day life started conversations, right?
So there was a day where you didn't have a basic human need, a basic necessity to sustain life, and people out of the kindness of their heart offered solutions, help, support in your DMs, and you're using that to be like, those were conversation starters. So what are you gonna do? Tomorrow, after you get your water situation figured out, hey hon, have you heard of Monat? Ew.
All that stuff is relatable. You're not just like this girl selling shampoo or selling skincare who's perfect and everything's great all the time. But then on the other side, you can post about, thank God I have this business. I was able to get the well person out. It didn't happen to me, but say it did. I was able to get the well person out to check on my well. Thank God for my side hustle, because little things pop up all the time, right?
Yeah, because if you're not in a multi-level marketing company and your well is broken or whatever the fuck happens to wells, I don't know. I live in a city. If you're not in a multi-level marketing company, then you're not going to get anyone out there to fix it. You better join Monday. If you want water, if you want to sustain your life with well water, join my team. Thank God I was in an MLM, because I would have never had water again.
This story that I shared, I started at the gym a year ago. And this guy who's trying to start his own business selling like Pokemon cards, to each their own, okay? But he's trying to sell these Pokemon cards.
There's so much money in Pokemon cards, and also probably a lot more money in Pokemon cards than there is in Monat. Guarantee it. But you're gonna sit there and chuckle at it. Fuck you, no one cares about your shampoo, but give me the holographic Charizard, bitch.
And he's like, how do you do it though? Like, I know you work a lot on social media, but you post so much and you just don't care. Like, why don't you care? Like, how do I get that? How do I be like that? And I'm like, because social media is 100% of my income. Some months I make $5,000 from sitting on social media. You might think it's embarrassing that I post all day long. I think it's embarrassing that you post all day for free. I do. I just think it's embarrassing that people are online for 9 hours a day and they don't get paid a single penny.
That's so embarrassing. God forbid you don't get paid for your leisure time. I make $5,000 a month sometimes. Fucking good for you. But you're giving up your leisure time for $5,000 a month? Like, I'm sorry, but listen, $5,000 a month would change a lot of people's lives, right? But most people are not willing to give up their leisure time, things that make them happy, things that make them relaxed and calm, for $5,000 a month. $1 million a month or something, maybe, because that's like more of a substantial amount of money. But like for $5,000 a month, for her to be like, first of all, bragging about that number and connecting it to, and you know how I make that $5,000 a month? I never watch Netflix. I have never seen a Pokemon card in my life. Ma'am, it's not brag worthy. It's really not. And I'm sorry, but like your happiness and your leisure time is, in my opinion, I would not trade the things I like to do in my spare time for $5,000 a month. You better up that shit. Give me a higher number, baby. If you want me to stop enjoying myself and enjoying my life, you better give me more than $5,000 a month. But she's just like, oh my God, how embarrassing. And then meanwhile, you have people who work regular jobs who make way more than $5,000 a month, and they get to come home and have their leisure time. They get to separate their work from the rest of their life for more than $5,000 a month. Like, she thinks this is a flex, but I'm like, where's the flex?
And I don't ever have to leave my kids, right? So if you just change the way you're thinking about it and change the way you're talking about it.
Wait, hold on. She never has to leave her kids, but where are her kids right now? You're in a car and you're alone. So you do have to leave your kids. Because like you're literally sitting in a car without your kids right now. You're sitting in a car thinking you're a big bad boss babe, talking about how to recruit people. Look at me, I make $5,000 a month, and you can too if you just fucking get rid of everything that makes you happy in life. Where are your kids, ma'am?
MLMs, side hustles, starting new businesses, they wouldn't have a negative connotation at all, because it's like, it's kind of embarrassing that you're on social media just as much as I am, but I make a lot of money and you don't make any money, right? Like, it's true. How lucky are we that I'm sitting outside my kid's baseball practice They're not started yet. He's with my mom, but I'm sitting outside, am able to do a training. I can get a VIP if I want to. I can post my stories if I want to. And that's going to...
By saying, like, if I wanted to, I could totally go get a VIP. What that means is if I wanted to, I could go manipulate someone into doing what I want them to do. But then at that point, it's like, if you can manipulate people into doing what you want them to do, which is going to make you money, then how are you only making $5,000 a month? There are people in Monat who are making 6 figures a month. What are you doing, ma'am? Sounds like it's not as easy as you say it is, but you're gonna sit there and be like, oh no, I don't need more than $5,000 a month. I don't want 6 figures a month. No, I don't want that. Yeah, sure you fucking do. We all do. Every single person does.
So just change your mindset about it and the way you're talking about it, because if it's normalized more and people just aren't ashamed, because I'm not, I don't care at all. I tell people all the time, my business, my photography business shut down 100% in 2020. The only reason I am not in massive amounts of credit card debt, and I didn't have to sell my car, and I didn't have to sell everything I own, and I didn't have to change my lifestyle, is because of money.
Fucking congratulations, but 99%, and I'm saying 99%, I know the fucking Huns hate it when we say 99%, but literally looking at Monat's own income disclosure statement literally says what I'm about to say. 99% of people in Monat do not have that kind of, I guess, luck or results, I guess, if anything. She's sitting here be like, I'm so blessed to have found Monat because that's the reason why I didn't have to sell my car and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, you are the 1%. Congratulations. You make $5,000 a month and you're the top 1%. Like, that's not how, I guess, like, the rest of the world works. The top 1% in America, they're definitely earning more than $5,000 a month.
And now I want to share ways that you can, that's a great way to recruit people. But another way to recruit people is your VIPs. You already have probably 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 VIPs who are just sitting there already using the products. They could become a market partner and save $20. Their VIP fee, they get to save that money on a new product pack. So make sure you're babying them. Make sure you're really checking up on them. Hey, how's your hair?
What did she say? Babying them or baiting them? I don't know. I'll play it back and see. I mean, either way, I don't think that's necessarily good. Make sure you're baiting them or make sure you're babying them. I'm pretty sure they are grown-ass adults. They don't need to be babied by you. They know how auto shipments work, and it's literally just buying shampoo. Now, if she said baiting them, then you're like, you're a manipulative piece of shit. That's just where that lies there.
How's your skin? How'd you like this wellness product? Is there anything I can help you with? Do you need recommendations? Like, those people are already your warm market. They're not just random people you've never made a connection with. They're your warm market. They already trust you because they ordered from you. And now you just want to get them to just fall more in love with the products. Maybe hint to them like, dude, why aren't you just selling this with me? Gas is insane right now. What if you can just make your gas money back? I know you take your kid to school every day. What if you could just share these products, make your gas money back? I think you'd do amazing. When the reached out to me to join my team, all it took was me saying, you would kill this. You would do amazing. And she joined. She just needed that little bit of reassurance. Like, as women, and especially as moms, I feel like we lose a lot of our confidence. Like, what are we good for, really? Dishes, laundry, birthing babies, feeding babies. Like, we lose that sense of confidence. Like, we are good at so many things.
Dude, if you're taking care of and raising another human being, whether or not you were the one to birth them, but tack that onto it too, it's not that that replaces old confidence, it's just a new source of it. Yeah, I can sit here and be so fucking proud of what my body has done and proud of what I do for my family every day, but it doesn't take away from other things I was confident about before. And if you're letting it do that, then what are you learning in therapy, ma'am? These people are all like, yeah, we're all in therapy and here's what we've learned. And it's like, who is your therapist? Just so I make sure to never fucking hire them.
We are good at taking care of people, obviously. That's not just our kids. We can take care of other women. We can help them feel beautiful again. We can help them make an income at home again, right? So just sharing those parts and just telling people, don't lie to them if you don't think they'd be great at this or if you don't think they have the mindset for this. You know, there are times when it's like, maybe this isn't for you. Like, maybe just wait. The timing's wrong right now. Come back to me when you're a little, you know, when your head's a little more in the game, right?
What multi-level marketing distributor has ever said that to anybody? Come on. If someone slides into your DMs and says, I would like to sign up under you, I would like to be your downline, 99.9999999% of the time, they're going to say, here's my link, please go sign up. You're never going to be like, you know what, this isn't for you. No, because listen, having them on your team, having them buy a starter kit under you and buy, even if they're just buying their own shampoo under you, you're still going to make some money off of it. It's going to benefit you no matter what. So why would you ever be like, no, do not sign up under my downline? That just doesn't happen. And if it does, it's like a very small percentage of the time, because most people in Monat are fucking desperate to recruit somebody. They'll take what they can get.
But if you really think that they would do amazing and they'd be good on your team, tell them that.
But you say that to everyone, right? Don't you? Pretty sure you do.
They want to hear it from you that you believe in them, right?
That's called love bombing.
So baby or VIPs that you do have, because you never know when they're going to come to you and say, dude, I just want to get my products paid for.
Okay, she did say babying. Okay, so baby the VIPs you have, treat them like children, love bomb them, make them feel special so that someday you can make even more money off of them, is basically what I just heard.
Sharing the tricks, the income, the tricks, the trips, the income, the time freedom, like this, sitting at my kids' baseball practice. I'm going to share that on my story. Just did a training with my team and I'm sitting in my kids' baseball practice. I didn't have to miss anything. I'm still the one who's able to take them to practice.
You're literally missing your kids' baseball practice. I mean, you're missing something. You're putting more of a priority onto sitting in your car and talking all this bullshit on a Zoom call. Because I'm sure she's not the only one who is around, for her kids' baseball practice. There are probably plenty of parents who sit and watch every week. And I understand that not everybody can do that, but it's like, okay, well, you're so into intention and your priorities. So basically what she's saying here is, I prioritize this Zoom call over being there for my kid. I just get really icky vibes from this. Like, I don't like a single thing this woman is saying. Like, from a parent's perspective, I'm like, why would you say that?
I'm still the one who's able to make it to every one of their games. You guys, if this was 3 years ago, I would have photo shoots every single night at this exact time. 6:30 is when the sun sets. 7 o'clock, that's when the best time is. I had to shoot last night and I had to miss jujitsu. If this was me 3 years ago, I would never be able to go to jujitsu with my kids. I'd never be able to take them to baseball. I don't even want to think about what that life would be like. Like, they would be missing.
You were a photographer. Like, okay, seriously, you do not become a photographer if you don't like photography. You were literally monetizing your hobby. And that's something that a lot of people really fucking strive for and have a hard time doing. But you did it, ma'am. And you're just like, I can't imagine what that life would be like. I can't imagine getting paid for something I actually like to do. Oh, but you know what I do like to do? Sell shampoo. Shut the fuck up. No, you do not. No, you do not. Selling your soul to a multi-level marketing company in exchange for maybe making less money, but still making money off of something you actually enjoy? Photography? Like, that's a talent and a hobby. To be like, I'm so thankful to sell shampoo instead of being paid for what I love to do before I found Monat. What a weird fucking thing. What an odd reality this person lives in.
So you have to share the crap out of that, because there's moms on your social media, in your family, in your life, who are begging, like, just, they would do anything to put their kids in sports. My mom couldn't afford to put us in anything. And I'm the least athletic person you'll ever meet.
Yeah, but you're not going to do that with Monat. I'm fucking sorry. 99% of the time, you're not going to be able to do that with Monat. Yeah, sports are expensive. Activities outside of school are expensive. Summertime activities, summer camp, whatever the fuck, it's expensive. As much as it fucking sucks that it's kind of more of a privilege to kids to be like, you're gonna be able to provide that for your children with my shampoo biz? How fucking manipulative. And at the end of the day, they're only helping you provide that to your kids, but what about their kids? You think your kids deserve that more than their kids? That's all I'm hearing, dude. How can you listen to this and be like, yeah, that makes sense. Everything you're saying is completely not selfish at all. It's like, no, it's so fucking selfish.
I never was in anything, nothing. And then there's moms who just made it happen. And that's what I want to be. I just want to be the mom. Like, I don't care what I have to do. I'll share, I'll sell ice on the side of the road in 100-degree weather if I can get my kids to baseball, right? Do something they really want to do that's going to change their life and make their childhood just special and magical. So share the trips, share the income, share the car, share the products, share the time freedom. You might not want any of that, but there are people who do. So we have to be sharing all of them in a rotation, right?
Lie.
And then what was my last one? I invite people to my jujitsu gym on the daily. You'd think that this place paid me. You'd think they gave me a discount. You'd think I work for them and I'm like a social seller for them. I'm not. I just know it's helped my life a lot. So I'm sharing it.
How embarrassing. Oh my God. I cannot believe that you're sharing something on social media and not getting paid for it. That is so embarrassing. What? This person is the most hypocritical. Oh, no, you know what? Not even this person. So far, just this whole team. They say something and then 30 seconds later, they say like the opposite of what they just got done saying. It's like, okay, so am I allowed to have leisure time? Am I allowed to share stuff that I like on social media without getting paid for it? What is it? Because you just got done telling me that you're fucking embarrassed if I'm using social media and not getting paid for it. What is it? Make it make sense.
My recipes. I share recipes all the time. Do I think that everyone's going to love them? No. But am I like, try this toast. I love it. It's delicious.
Try this toast. You put a piece of bread in a toaster. It's amazing.
Quick and easy. And it's going to help someone just not think about it. Like, oh, I have those ingredients. Let me just do that. She inspired me to try this toast. She inspired me to buy this outfit. She inspired me to whatever it is. You guys have things you're good at. Do you have life hacks at home?
Like photography.
How do you get your wipes so white? How do you get your freaking ranch dressing so creamy? I don't know. You guys have things that you don't think are that special, but they are. Fire your audience and add value to them in other ways on top of Monat. I've been sharing all the books I've been reading, and I kid you not, if Colleen Hoover paid me to share her books, I'd be a millionaire. So many people have bought them, downloaded them, messaged me about them. Again, I'm not making any money. The only thing I make money off of is my photography and Monat.
So then is it embarrassing or not? In her mind, I guess it's okay and totally not embarrassing to share stuff you like on social media as long as one of the things you share gets you paid, right? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. And it definitely doesn't connect to what it was you were saying 5 minutes ago.
But I'm sharing other things because that's going to make people trust me. That's going to make people, kind of get to know me. Like, oh, if she shared this with me, maybe this stuff really does work, right? Like, why would she tell me all these other things?
No, because you have an incentive to tell people. Like, let's put it this way. If you bought a shampoo from the grocery store that wasn't Monat and it was just kind of like, meh, but you weren't getting paid for it, you wouldn't tell people about it. Like, sure, maybe you'd tell people if you had a bad experience, or you would tell people if it was fucking amazing. But I'm sorry, but we know that Monat is not fucking amazing. It's because these people have an incentive to tell people that it's fucking amazing, and it's just not. If you're a Monat market partner and you're hate watching this video, listen, I have tried Monat. I used Monat for 8 fucking months. I have a video about it. I'll link it down below. You can go fucking watch it. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, those products are life-changing, because they're not. They're super not. You are going to share those products because of the potential to gain monetarily from them, not because they're great. Oh my God. It's just so obvious. If she was just using a product like Monat and it did what Monat does, which is basically nothing, if not like cause harm to people's hair, she wouldn't be sharing it the same way she shares. Look at this recipe. Look at this toast. Do you share the toothpaste you use every day? Like, probably not, because it's probably just like a mediocre regular ass toothpaste. But because the shampoo she uses has potential to pay her, then it's like, okay, I will share this with people, not because I like it, but because I'll get paid for it. And she'll sit there and be like, no, I love the products. They're life-changing. No, they're fucking not. They're not. Ma'am, we know they're not. Please save it.
Just really getting loud about what it's done for you. And if you guys aren't in the position yet where you've made any money at all, because I know you're new, or whatever, like, do the Zooms help you? Do coming to these trainings help with your mindset? Do they help with your sense of community? Just to have women who are here to pour into you, just to have teammates who you can go to talk to. Like, what has it done for you in other ways? So share all that And
notice how she wants you to share about the opportunity and the Zoom calls and the training you get, but never once did she say, share about the products. That's because it's not about the products. It just isn't. The things that she's telling you to do to recruit people does not include sharing the products. And isn't that the like cornerstone of your company? That's what they want you to believe, but at the end of the day, we're watching a fucking Zoom call about how to recruit people, and not once, I'm pretty sure not once, have they mentioned about, talk about what it's done for your hair. Talk about what the skin line has done for your skin. Talk about what the wellness line has done for your energy or whatever the fuck. No, they haven't mentioned anything about the products, really. It's just been like, how do you get people to join your team? I can't. I just can't. Tell me you're in a fucking pyramid scheme without saying you're in a pyramid scheme.
this last month too, I got 12 VIPs. I think that's the most VIPs I've had in a month.
We already talked
I might have had
about
13
that
last year when I was running hard for trips too. But everyone was like, how'd you do it? How'd you do it? You guys, these were people who I've been talking to and I've been going to the gym with for a year.
So basically, like, if you want to convince these people that you're their friend and you only want what's best for them, you need to be in it for the long haul, baby. Start the manipulation from day one. But if you really want them to trust you and buy your fucking dumbass shampoo and join your team, give it like a year. Pretend you care about them as a person for like a year. And then maybe they'll come around and they'll join your team. That's a pretty big commitment.
They knew I was selling it last year. They've been watching me up until this point. But what I have done is not quit. I've been posting just as much. I don't even know if I gave many samples out, but I just post and I just rave and I go to the gym. Sometimes my hair looks good and they're like, what the heck? You just rolled and then you brushed your hair out and it still looks good.
There's no fucking way that happened. There's no fucking way you went to the gym with these random people that you only know because you work out at the gym at the same time, and they watched you take your hair down and they said, oh my god, I never realized how beautiful your hair is here at the gym. No one does that, especially because I'm looking at her hair right now, and I'm not gonna sit here and talk shit about anyone's hair because hello, I mean, I'm not sitting here looking at what she has on top of her head and going, wow, that's amazing. How do you get your hair to look that good? I know it's tied back, I get it, but like, I mean, it doesn't look thick and voluminous and healthy necessarily, you know? I'm not like, my mind is not blown by what I'm seeing on top of this girl's head. So for you to be like, oh, these people, they compliment my hair at the gym. It's like, no, they don't. That has never happened.
So these people just have been watching me just to kind of see if I'm still going to like it. And if I honestly still have hair in a year. And I do. I have more hair than I've ever had. So just keep showing up, keep talking about it, keep being positive and passionate about the products that you're selling or the business that you're working.
Okay, no, I just got done being like, they haven't talked about the products, and now she's talking about being passionate about the products. According to my timeline here, we are 40 minutes into this call. I'm pretty sure this is the first time I've heard someone be like, our products are so good, it makes your hair look good. We know all about Monat products by now. But no, again, I'm looking at your hair, ma'am. If this is the most hair you've ever had in your life, like, and I don't want to talk shit about the way anybody looks, but if you're selling shampoo and your hair still looks thin, and I've never had this much hair in my life. It's like, what is it doing for you? I don't think it's necessarily doing anything for you, or it's not doing what you say it's doing for you. Like, where are the before and afters, dude? Like, I'd like to see them, because what I'm seeing right now is not necessarily impressive.
In business, the only secret sauce to success is consistency and not quitting. That's it. If you give up, that's great. I'm never going to give up. You're not going to get anything out of anything in life. If you give up on your marriage, if you give up.
Yeah, but if everyone underneath you gives up, then of course that doesn't mean you have to give up, but like, you're not gonna have a downline if they all give up, you know what I mean? So you do care. It does matter. It does affect you. It affects your paycheck, it affects your rank, it affects a lot of stuff about your business if other people give up. So don't try to be like, oh, I don't care if people give up. Nah. It's like, no, you do, because it literally affects how much money you're making.
You're parenting if you give up on anything, right?
Oh shit, okay. She's like, if you give up on parenting. When I was talking about this on Instagram when I was watching it the first time, she's all like, if you give up on parenting. And I heard her say that, and I like immediately jumped to Instagram to vent about it, because I'm like, if you give up on parenting? You should go to prison. Yeah, for child neglect. Please don't ever give up on parenting. Yeah, it's kind of an important thing to the people you brought into this world with your fucking womb. Basic necessity number 1 is you don't give up on those little crotch goblins. You don't.
It's gonna eventually fail. So just keep working.
Yeah, there it is. It's gonna eventually fail. Yeah, parenting is eventually going to fail. If you give up on parenting and you fail at parenting, you should not be a parent. What a fucking concept.
Let's all say a prayer that I don't cut out and you could hear me.
I thought she was gonna actually start a prayer.
I'm connected to Wi-Fi and I'm still cutting in and out.
Yeah, this lady, you'll notice her, like, I mean, she's obviously very pixely, but, like, you'll notice her screen, like, gets, like, smaller because the bandwidth sucks, so ignore that.
Sharing, if you have not found huge success, that is relatable, you guys. Not everyone joins a direct sales company and finds huge success in the very beginning.
99% of people never find any sort of even like remarkable success at all. So there's that.
I read somewhere like, let's normalize the 2 to 3 digit paycheck. Not all of us are earning 4 to 5 digits a month. So if you guys get a paycheck one week and it's $17, guess what? That is 3 gallons of gas now. 3 gallons of gas. That's a trip to Starbucks. That's a trip to, I don't know if you want to treat your kids to McDonald's, whatever the case is, normalize that. Don't just sit here. I mean, yes, share what it can do for you and share the dream because you are working toward the dream. So share like, okay, one day I hope to have a Cadillac. One day I want to, bring my husband home from work or bring him off of overtime. That's great because people have done it in this business. So we know that it's possible, but share where you are right now. Because if you try to be anyone but yourself, when people join you, they're not going to trust you anymore. Just like if you go on Instagram and you're watching your stories and you're like, oh, I can't share that because so-and-so did it better.
Okay, so what do you want them to do then? She's literally like, normalize the $17 paycheck. But then she's also like, just share what it can do for you. Okay, so do you want them to make it a normal thing that's like, I made $17 this month? Or do you want them to believe that you have a good chance at having a potential to make good money in this? Because that's not true. Your chances of doing that are very low. But like, if you're sharing that you're only making enough to bring your kids to McDonald's once a month, then no one's going to want to join you because that doesn't sound remarkable. That doesn't sound impressive. So what do you want them to do? What are you telling us to do? Do we lie to people or do we normalize the fact that none of us make money? What is it?
Who cares what they did? You're not them. Because then guess what? If they join you based on you doing exactly what someone else is doing and they're not going to get that from you, they're going to be like, this girl doesn't even, like, this is not who I joined. You don't want that. You want your friends to come hang out with you and sell some shampoo. And that's been my mindset really this year is like, I want to sell shampoo with my friends. I don't want people that I don't mesh with a part of my team. There's been times where I start talking to somebody and I think like I see their profile. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to talk to them about money. They would be such a great market partner. We go back and forth for a while. I'm like, oh, nope, don't want to hang out with her. Like, do I want to invite that girl over for dinner and a glass of wine? Absolutely not, because we could not be more opposite. And yes, it sucks because we are in the mode of always of like, I want to build. Why doesn't everybody just sell money with me? And we get discouraged because we want a huge team. We want the success. But you guys, you don't want a team of people that you do not like. And that just brings me to like having those conversations. It's much easier to have these conversations when you actually like the person. I'm just going to reference. So I have a girl in Australia. Me and her became actual Instagram friends early last year. Okay. I didn't even mention money. She was in another direct sales company. We talked all the time and we got along well, right? That's it. We talked all the time. We got along well. I liked watching her stories. She watched my stories and we would connect. And she was going to become a VIP last year when I was running for Punta Cana. We didn't ship to Australia then. So she ordered and I just shipped the products to her, but we kept in contact. She loved it. When the opportunity came up in Australia, I'm like, just think about this. And she's like, I'm not ready right now. I'm like, okay, that's fine. She's like, I'm not interested. I'm like, that's totally fine. So she became my customer. We still talked. We still maintained that friendship because outside of her buying products from me, outside of me buying products from her, we were actual friends. A year later, she messaged me. She's like, I think I want to do money. And it's because we have a consistent friendship. It's because we liked each other genuinely. And it's amazing that she lives in Australia and I was able to expand my team to Australia because now Talia, she's on the call. Me and her talk all the time too. And we actually get along too. And so this business can open so many doors to you and like expand your like friend circle. But you guys, it's okay to be picky and intentional with who you want to be on your team. That is 100% okay, because this is your business. And don't get caught up as like, I haven't got a market partner in 6 months. Okay, well, whoever said no to you or whoever you approached or whoever you didn't approach, they weren't meant for you. And that is absolutely okay. You have to be in this business for longevity, because if you're in it to just become successful in the first 4 months, the first 6 months, and that doesn't happen, you'll get burnt out and you'll quit every single time. You have to be in for longevity. It can be very lonely and isolating if you aren't seeing huge success and you're comparing yourself to everybody else on the team who maybe got a VIP or they got a market partner or they built a block, whatever, and you're comparing your journey, but you are not plugged in. You will get discouraged and you will back away and you will quit. You have to stay a part of the community. And for a long time, I joined Monat for the community. So for a long time, if I didn't see success, I was only talking about the community. I was only talking about what this business has done for my confidence, my self-worth, just the fact that I didn't have a lot of friends that I like would talk to all the time. And that's what I celebrated and that's what I shared. So now I'm just going to get into kind of where you could find these conversations and how you could have these conversations. So I feel hopefully everyone is doing this. You should be seeing who's watching your stories every day. At the end of the night, what I like to do is I'll watch the first few and I'll see the first few viewers, and then I'll go to the end and see like the last few viewers. If I have anything Monat specific, I'll go to see who's watching that. But then I see like who's watching my stories. Okay, that person is either my VIP, a market partner, or someone who said no, or I don't know who that person is. So I'm going to go to that person's profile and I'm going to look at their stories. I'm going to look at their wall. I'm going to look at their highlights. And I'm going to connect with them. And
I'm going to stalk them. I'm going to look at the things they post about. I'm going to look at the things they love. And I'm going to pretend to also love those things so that they feel like we are like two peas in a pod and we like the same things. And this is a real connection. And then you drop the money bomb on them, right? I don't know. Does anyone else feel like this tactic, and we hear them talk about it all the time, like post stories, and if you see someone you don't know watching your stories, then send them a message. It's like, God forbid you fucking accidentally click on a Monat Hun's story. We know that they're watching. We know that they got their beady little eyes on who's watching their stories. And it's like really strange. I feel like also just like super stalkery, kind of almost like harassment. I don't know. Like, can you just let us watch your public shit in peace? Like, it just rubs me the wrong way, and I can't really like put into words why it rubs me the wrong way, but it just does. I don't want to be preyed on because, I don't know, you've been posting about being on vacation or something, and like, if you want to go for the whole attraction marketing thing, you can't be like shocked when someone you probably don't know is watching your stories because they know you're on vacation in somewhere exotic, or I don't know, like, that's giving them too much credit. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're giving them a reason to be interested in what you're doing, and then like they're just like leisurely watching your shit along with everyone else in their life, sliding into their DMs to sell them shampoo after that just because they watched whatever it is that you're posting publicly on your social media, to me seems really predatory, almost betraying your trust. As like, is there like a contract between like a social contract between people who follow each other on social media where it's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna watch your shit, but that does not make me obligated to comment on your shit, or I don't know, have a conversation with you. Like, maybe I just leisurely enjoy watching your content. I don't know. Whatever the reason is, it goes back to the authenticity thing and like the being genuine about your relationships thing. It's like, are you posting on social media so that people in your life can keep up with you, or are you posting on social media to make a buck? Well, if it's the first one, that's really fucking embarrassing, right? No, dude. The first one is just like what most normal fucking people do. That's kind of what social media was made for. It's like the social part where you're sharing media. You're sharing videos and pictures, and you know, I just It makes me feel really uneasy to think that there is a reality in which I could just want to see what someone I knew in high school is up to these days, and they could be in a fucking pyramid scheme and now they're gonna harass me in my DMs. Like, I can't explain why that makes me feel icky, but it does. And I know I'm not the only one who feels that way.
I used to do, I think it was like 5, 3, something, I don't know, but 3, 2, 1, it's way easier. So 3, you comment on 3, or you like 3 pictures within their feed, you comment on 2, and you send them a message. The easiest way to send them a message is replying to a story. Always, always, always end it with a question.
But see, this is exactly what it is. It's manipulation. It is literally going against the social contract that we all have agreed to, essentially, just by existing on the internet. You just existing on the internet is enough for you to become someone's prey, and that's gross. That's just gross. And what a fucking miserable existence it is to like live under these conditions where it's like, if you see that someone has watched your story on Instagram that you don't know, you need to then go stalk their shit. Here's the formula. There's a fucking formula to just interacting with another person. Like 3 posts, comment on 2 things, and send them a message. To me, I'm like, if someone is suddenly, like, randomly giving me this amount of attention just because I watch their stories, something's up. That's weird. That's unusual behavior. What do they want from me? And maybe that's not as obvious to everybody, but to me, right off the bat, that makes me feel icky and I don't like it.
Because it gives them a reason to respond back to you. And if they see it and they don't respond back, they might not want to talk to you. And that's okay. You can continue connecting with them. And over time, if they still don't connect back, they're not your person. Move on. Stop wasting your time.
They're not responding to the harassment. So move on. You can come back and try to harass them again later. Man, how shitty. How shitty that you can set a boundary like that with someone who you know is just trying to sell you something, and they will only interact with you if they believe that there's an opportunity to make money off of you. And once that opportunity is gone, no longer are they watching your stories and commenting on them. They're only doing it because they think it will help them get ahead in their multi-level marketing company. If they were just doing it because they liked it, because they liked what you're posting, because they were interested in you as a person, your lack of response is not going to make them then stop watching what you're posting. I mean, maybe sometimes, but for the most part, it's like, if you find enjoyment in what this person is posting and they're never responding to you, who gives a shit? If you find enjoyment in it, then keep fucking watching their stories. Like, who gives a shit? But it's like, to them, they're like, if you are making it very obvious that you are trying to sell something to them and they don't respond to it, then fuck them. Stop watching their shit and move on. It's like, so you don't genuinely care. All of those messages you sent to me, I guess I was fucking right in not responding to you, because you only wanted me to respond to you so that you could pretend you're building some kind of relationship with me and find a way to mention money. That's the reality of the situation.
If you genuinely like them as a person and you like their content and you want to connect with them, you could still do that. But know in your mind that that person is not for you when it comes to money. And maybe over time they'll see your stories and that could change. But when you're being intentional, you have to know when to move on and not waste your time.
Yeah, watching people's stories that you genuinely enjoy, if they're not responding to you, then it's just a waste of time, right? Oh my God.
So you should be doing that same thing with your likes and you're going through your follows. I try to go through my followers like maybe twice a week. I should probably do it more often. And then searching hashtags and locations. When you connect with someone new through a location and you're going back and forth, if you have an event on the books, you can invite them right then and there. And that, I'm like, why haven't we been doing this? So guess what? I'm going to go search through hashtags or locations for Temecula moms or Murrieta moms or whatever the case is. I'm going to connect with some people. And once I start talking to them, if I feel like the timing's right in the conversation, I'm like, hey, I'm actually doing like a small meet money thing. It's going to be super fun. We're just going to like drink wine. I don't know what we're doing yet, but if it was like at my house, we're just going to drink wine, hang out. Like, I would love for you to come learn about money. No pressure at all. Just come hang out with me. I think you'll have a good time.
Okay, sorry, real quick. That's super predatory. Using a hashtag to find someone to pitch your multi-level marketing to, like I was mentioning earlier. Is it a medical condition? Is it, like she said, a location? I guess a lifestyle, a stay-at-home mom, hashtag stay-at-home mom? What is it? Because if you are using those hashtags specifically to find people to reach out to and then just to go pitch your pyramid scheme to later, come on! You're gonna try to tell me you're not predatory. Please.
So somebody, if they're in it for the money, if they're in it for helping people, if they're in it to party and have fun, or if they're in it because they want to know, like, they love the products and how they work and what they do. So then you know how to connect with that person. So if this person is like on her story saying, oh my gosh, so my husband just got laid off and I don't know what we're going to do, whatever.
Prey on them and tell them they need money so they can earn an extra income. Use their drama, use their hardship to pitch your pyramid scheme, right?
So you could say, hey, I'm having to meet money. I would love for you to come and you'll learn all about how to make money with money. I think you would really benefit from it. You'll know how to connect with that person based on what you've seen through their stories. And this is why conversations are so important to get to know that person. Yes, there are some times when you talk to somebody and right off the bat, you're like, I just want to tell this girl about money. I just want to do it. And you can do that, you guys.
You'll probably get blocked though, but you can do it.
If you feel like that conversation is going there, or if you just want to like shoot your shot and go for the no, like that's totally fine, because I've done that. I've done that too. She's not on the call, but in December, I was talking to her about becoming a VIP, and I was like, hey, have you ever thought about doing like direct sales before? She's like, yeah, actually, I'm really interested. Like literally we have a 5-second conversation. So sometimes it does come like go to your benefit. Sometimes it doesn't, and that's okay. But you're in the conversation. So you can decide that. So yeah, like I said, ask questions. That's going to keep the conversation going. And when they tell you no, don't just stop. There's this girl that I'm talking to.
Hi, no is a complete sentence. And when somebody says no, usually they mean no, and you need to respect them and their boundaries. And when somebody says no, you need to back the fuck off and stop. How about that for a fucking idea? Like, how about that? Shocking. Never ever once considered that when someone says no, they actually mean no.
And me and this girl, literally, we have so much in common. We talk, I don't know, every single day. We're going to hang out when I move there. Like, that's like my Texas friend, right? So she had mentioned about wanting a hobby. And so I told her, I was like, hey, I just have to ask, like, have you ever thought about doing money? Like,
oh my God, selling shampoo is nobody's hobby ever. No one finds enjoyment in selling shampoo.
She's like, I don't think it's going to be for me. I'm the type of person, I have a short attention span. I'll start something, get super into it, and then I'll just quit. And I said, okay, like, no worries. Like, still looking forward to hanging out when I move there. That typically, if it was someone that I enjoy talking to, but like we didn't have like a huge friendship, I'd be like, okay, well, why do you say that? Like, I would ask more questions and I would dig a little bit deeper. This is someone that I plan on being friends with for a long time.
So if you don't care about that person, push the boundaries, make them as uncomfortable as possible until they block you, because no doesn't always mean no with those people. But if it's someone that you think that you could have a longer term relationship and maybe convince in the future, then that's when you let it go, right? It's all about the value of people. You either respect the no or you don't. And that depends on what kind of value you see in them. No. I mean, it's not that people are people and then when they say no, it should just mean no right across the board. It doesn't matter where you live, what the intention is behind your conversation. If somebody says no, doesn't matter who they are, you should fucking respect it.
We don't know anybody. So I'm not going to like burn my only friend there. I'm not going to like make it weird.
Oh, so it's a selfish thing for you then. It's because you want at least a friend. You want a friend. You don't want to be that loser who just moved to Texas and doesn't know anybody. So you better hold on tight to that one person who hasn't blocked you when you pitch Monat to them. Oh my God. It's almost like this person is probably the most vulnerable person I've found in my time looking into people who live in Texas before I moved there. So I guess I'll just not try to scare them off because I've scared off everyone else. Gross. I hope this person sees this video and sees that 100% this person is going on a Zoom call talking to her, not even her friends, talking to her team about how she is manipulating some poor girl in Texas with the intention of maybe convincing her to join Monat one day. What the fuck? Like, seriously, if I was this girl and I saw this, I would never talk to her again. And I know I'm not the only one, but this is nasty.
But I know over time, maybe she'll do it, maybe she won't. But that person is genuinely my friend. There's no science behind it. It's about talking to people and having conversations. And that's it. It might take 6 months, it might take a year. But if you're in this business for longevity, it's not going to make a difference because you will see results. And you want to be so consistent with all the conversations that you're having. So when that time comes, you can't ask about money and it's not weird. If you talk to someone for a week, and then, I don't know, 10 days go by, and then a flash sale comes up, hey, like, I've never asked you about money. Did you want to try it? We have a really good sale. Like, what the junk is this? Like, that's why you want to be so consistent. So then they see your stories and you're so consistent that you're able to ask, and it won't be weird. It won't be slimy. It won't be salesy, because it's not, because you built a relationship with it.
Everything about trying to sell money to somebody or try to sell the opportunity to them is slimy. Sorry. By nature. That's literally what it is. By nature. These things are slimy. What you're doing is slimy. You are a slug, ma'am. I am convinced that this woman is just, she's gonna take off her mask and she's just gonna have two little antennae popping up. She's a slug.
And then I just really want to quickly go over four parts of communication to convert. I listened to this podcast. I've always said, when I want to talk about something or I want to know about something, I go to Spotify, I search that keyword, and I go to podcasts and stuff will come up. So I don't have the episode written down. It's like social marketing, and he works with public speakers and like motivational speakers. And so he teaches them how to basically, like, if you were to sign up, go see a motivational speaker, usually at the end, they have like a program you could buy or a self-help book that you could buy. So he teaches them how to run the conversation to convert. And he, like, his background is in he was a child magician, which is really strange, but he would do like birthday parties. And he talks about, when you're talking to somebody, 25% of their brain is listening. The other 75% is having a second conversation. Think, okay, I need to go to the grocery store, so I'm going to get this and this. Okay, what am I going to make for dinner tomorrow? Okay, I still need to get gas in my car. They're having a conversation in their head while they're listening to you.
Who did this study and who proved that it's a 25-75 split? Pretty sure that's not a real statistic. That right off the bat tells me that whoever you're listening to the statistics from is a fucking con artist. It is not somebody trustworthy, not somebody that you should listen to.
So you need to learn to control that second conversation. Okay, so the first part is connection. So you want to share your open heart story. You want to connect. And he calls it pacing, which is just relating with that person. And it's all about the language game. You want to make it personal. Don't give a lot of details. So really focus on where are you when it happened, what happened, and what were you thinking? So again, I did this earlier today because I listened to this. I'm like, okay, I have to try it. Less details, because the more details you get, the further away you get from connecting with that person. So this girl posted a TikTok to her stories, and it was like a mom, and she was the voiceover was like, I think it was from Finding Nemo 2 or something, when they're in the fish tank, and like the fish is like talks her reflection in the fish tank.
Was there a Finding Nemo 2, or was it Finding Dory? Ma'am, get your fucking Disney movies right if you're gonna start quoting them. Also, what she's talking about is definitely Finding Nemo. Straight up, the original Finding Nemo.
She calls it, this is my sister Flo. Like, I don't know if you guys watch Finding Nemo. Anyways, so I responded to it, and I said, oh my gosh, one time I was in the car and I was talking to myself, and my son called me out on it. And that's when I knew that I needed to find more friends to talk to on a daily basis, because I brought it back to the business, right? She doesn't know that I brought it back to the business, but eventually I'll bring it back to Monat. I was in the car with my son. If I said, oh my gosh, one time I was in the car and I was talking to myself because I had to go to the grocery store and I had to pick up chicken because I wanted to make chicken. Like, what if she was vegan? I lost her at chicken, right? So give less details to make it more relatable. And you want, like, that's what this is. Don't focus on something like, if you're bringing up Monat, you're not gonna be like, oh my gosh, it was so sad. So I wrecked my car. My husband lost his job. I was so desperate. So I joined Monat and it helped me. So that's great. But who's going to relate to that if they're not in Monat? Absolutely no one.
And it's just going to sound scummy and manipulative.
But if you're trying to like think about how the business has changed your life and make it positive, like I guess what I just did, right, guys? Like, I brought it back to the business when I said that's how I knew I need to find more friends to talk to on a daily basis, right? And then the second one is help. So help the audience. Your content is the solution. Don't tease, and don't say, hey, I have something you might be interested in. Do you want to talk about it? No, you creep. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But if that girl, like, when we start talking, I could say like, hey, like, I joined like an incredible business and the community is so amazing. I would love to give you more information on how like I was able to find such a good community. Would you be interested? Like, give the solution to them. And something he said that I loved, he says, if the time you had with them, or if the time you had to help them, if you didn't help them, why would they ever want to do business with you? So when you're talking to somebody and you're relating with them and they're telling you about a problem, and it doesn't have to be money related. Like it could be, I don't know, maybe they're trying to like eat healthier, and you are in a conversation, you have this like amazing recipe for this like super healthy meal. I don't know what it is, but give it to them. Don't just say, hey, like, well, I tried this. Like, would you want more information? Like the time that you're talking to somebody, help them. We are in the business of helping somebody.
You were in the business of scamming people and making their hair fall out anyway.
And he was talking about how he was on the phone with his mentor, and he was telling him all the things that he wanted to do in this business, all the ways he wanted to change his life. And his mentor said, well, you're not in the business for helping people, so I don't know if this is for you. Because in that whole conversation, you didn't say one thing about helping anybody else. And he was like, well, shit, guess you're right. So you have to have that mindset to help other people, because that's what we're doing. Paychecks will help other people.
Your mindset has to be at the point where it's like you have to make yourself believe that you are helping other people, but really what you're doing is like harassing people.
Shampoo will help other people. The community will help other people. All of these things. And you want to share how it can help them and not you. Third one is offer. So call to action, right? Like when you're posting on social media, like I posted today, like an infographic on social media at the end, which curl type are you? Right? So you always have a call to action, but more specifically, when you're in a conversation, you guys cannot be afraid to ask. You have to ask. It comes a point in the conversation when you say, are you interested? Whether it's the business or the products, you have to ask. And I think that's what a lot of people are afraid to do, because you're afraid of that no, you're afraid of the judgment. But at the end of the day, you won't be successful if you don't ask the questions. Not everyone's coming out of the woodwork wanting to buy shampoo from me. In the last 6 months, I probably had 2 people approach me about the products. Everyone else, I have gone out and got myself, because they're not going to just come and ask me. You have to ask the question. And if they say no, oh, well, okay. Your Instagram page is your business. If someone's going to view your page, they're coming to your store. You have every right to go and ask them. When I worked retail, I worked at Vans for 9 years, I think. And when people came in, I didn't just say, hey, and ignore them. And they come and ask me for help. I would say, hey, how are you? What can I help you find today? They came into my store. I'm there to help them. They go to your page.
But not everyone looks at social media that way. For the most part, most people look at social media and they go, this is how I keep up with people, you know what I mean? This is how I see people's content. This is how I keep up with what they're doing in their lives. This is how I see how they are. How's the family? Blah, blah, you know, all that shit. Most normal fucking people do not see it as, I went to this new Instagram page as walking into a store to buy something. Our intention of going to your page, ma'am, is not to buy shampoo. You're on social media. We're there to see your reels. We're there to see your posts and shit. We're not there because we want shampoo. Like, I walk into a Vans store and I want to buy some motherfucking Vans. I go to your Instagram profile. I want to watch your reels. I want to look at what you're posting. I don't immediately necessarily go, I want to buy what she's selling. Like, this is not the way that most people think, because that's just not what social media is to most people.
You're there to help them.
Oh my God.
And then last, he talks about the emotional call to action. So the tactile is more, so give one thing that they should do. Don't give so many options. Don't just say like, are you interested? Or did you want to wait for a flash sale? Or maybe you just didn't want to do it right now. You've already convinced them to say no, because you don't know what they should do. You gave so many options that they're thinking, well, this girl doesn't know what I should do, so why should I know what to do? But if you say, hey, can I send you a cart? Yeah, you can, or no, you can't. But you have given them one option. And then he says this, a lot of people, an example is a lot of people are asking me about this. So if you say, like, if you're in a conversation, you could say, I've gotten so many requests to share the business opportunity with people. Like, would you want to get on the phone?
Whether or not that's true, right? Because most likely you've gotten like 0 requests, but like if you say it like you've gotten requests, then it sounds like it's like urgent.
Right? Would you want to get on a 3-way call? Everybody I've talked to about the business wants to get on the phone. What time can I call you?
So just lie, right?
And then the last one is the emotional call to action. So how does it make you feel after you complete the process? Like, oh my gosh, once you join the business, it is so exciting because you get X, Y, and Z, like you're ready to go. Oh my gosh, once you try the products, your hair is going to change and it's going to be amazing.
So yeah, just lie.
You also want to create that excitement and connect with them on an emotional level. The last thing I want to say is he gave some statistics. So 80% of the people decide decide before you offer them.
Is this coming from the same guy, the same child magician guy who said that the 25-75 thing, people are having a 25% conversation with you and 75% with themselves? Are we getting the statistics from this guy? Is this the same guy? Because nothing that this man has said has made me go, he knows what he's talking about. He's definitely not a good source of information. Like, I can pull numbers out of my butt too, sir. It doesn't mean I'm a legitimate source for everything I say.
You guys, if you're having a long conversation with somebody, they know you sell money. They're going to your page and looking at your page. I don't talk to anybody on Instagram without looking at their page. That's weird. So they know you sell money. So they know right then and there if they would ever do business with you. They might not know if they're going to buy the shampoo now or wait, or they don't have information about it, but they know right then and there if they would buy it from you as a person. 50% decide during the opening connection. And that's why it's so important to relate to them and talk to them like a human being and like be their friend. And 30% decide during the content section. The content section is like the help section. Your content is meant to help people.
If you're in a multi-level marketing company and all you do is make reels about your multi-level marketing company or mindset or attraction marketing, whatever, your content is there to make you money, and that's it. All encompassing to make you money, but it's also there to manipulate, draw people into a false reality of what your life really is. That's what your content's there for. It's not there to help people. It's there to help yourself.
And then, sorry, this is really the last thing. So something I've started doing is posting infographic carousels to my feed once a week. If you guys don't know your niche, find one. I have curly hair. I've been in the business for almost 2 years. I just started posting curly girl content about a month ago. I don't know why the hell it took me so long, but I did. And people aren't like coming and commenting like, oh my gosh, I want to buy shampoo for my curls. But guess what? On like Facebook, I got, I don't know, like 7 likes or something on one of them. And 2 of those people I reached out to because they have curly hair. And I said, hey, would you be interested in learning more about Monat for your curls? And I'm in conversations with them to become a VIP.
Imagine bragging about getting 7 likes on Facebook. That's the bar they've set for themselves at this point.
So again, you have to ask, but you have to create content that's going to educate them and show them why they should, try Monat and why they should buy it from you. So these conversations, you guys, they could be 3 weeks, they could be a month, but don't give up on the conversation. That's the most important part about the connection, is having the conversation. I'm just going to take a picture. So everybody get your cameras on and smile.
All right, is everybody ready? Please get out of my Zoom. Jeez, sorry.
Hold on. She turns behind her and says to her child, please get out of my Zoom. Gross. Gross. The way oh my God. She was pissed. And then she realized she was pissed in front of everyone and was like,
please get out of my Zoom. Jeez.
Oh, your poor child.
All right, ready? 1, 2.
Oh my God, the kid. I'm obviously blurring his face because I don't want to put anyone's minor in there, but like this kid, he knows what he's fucking doing. He's just poking his little head in like, fuck you, mom. I'm poking my head in anyway.
All right, I'll send it in the...
That kid was my favorite part of this whole fucking Zoom. Yes, let's take a picture and show everyone how much fucking fun we're having. Wow. Anyway, that was it, guys. I'm sure you've let me know what you think down below. There was a lot to unpack there. That was a lot. Anyway, let me know what you think down below. And now it's time to thank my patrons and my members. Guys, these are my financial supporters. They get access to things like our private Discord server. We have a postcard club. I know last video I said that my patrons would get early access to that video, but then like I had sponsor issues and stuff, so like it ended up not being that way. But this video you're watching right now, not sponsored. You're gonna see it early, I promise. If any of that and more sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/SavannahMarie, or you can click the join button beneath this video to join my YouTube memberships. You get the same stuff on both of those platforms. It's just whatever works best for you. So with that being said, the biggest thank you in the whole wide world goes to Hula Chowdown, Janelle Pratt, Cecilia Dudek, Christy Taylor, Elizabeth Wyatt, Nitty Dragon, Leanne, Molly Wasilewski, Ryamu, Sheila Tapia, Tiff C, Turd Ferguson, hashtag Get the W, Weatherington Law, Alice W, Amanda Shannon, April Lindblom, Boris Geller, Casey Scraper, Katrina Rosemarick, Daniel Urena, E. Higgins, Jerry Duncan, Hannah Morrison, Hannibal Crossing, Heidi Haw, Hippie Kansas Girl, Julia Wheeler, Kim Cartwright, Critter, Maddie Darley, Marley Fletcher, Princess Deathwish, Ray, Stephanie Hell, Tiffany, Tuesday the 13th, Laura Jensen, Mitchie84, Tiffany Brust, Carol Jenks, Jessica Cecil, Colin F., Jess Kronfeld, Emion, Jennifer Dyer, Caroline H., Auntie Lou, Krista Scantlin, Lizzie's Plantasy, and Fallon Lowry, and to the rest of my fabulous patrons and my members, my financial supporters, thank you for being here and for being you. And even if you're not a financial supporter, thank you for making it to the end of this video. YouTube loves watch time. YouTube loves engagement. Thank you for your comments, your likes, all those things. Keep making waves, babes. I will smell you all later. Mommy Tsunami, out.